Have you seen this amazing video of King Charles carefully painting a tiny endangered snail during a special visit to London Zoo, which is currently celebrating 200 years of the Zoological Society of London, ZSL, and wildlife conservation? King Charles, of course, being the patron of ZSL, and he was invited to place a small purple dot on two endangered Partula snails ahead of their planned return to the wild in French Polynesia later this year. And King Charles had a bit of a funny moment beforehand, admitting and smiling, saying, "I've painted small things before, but not this," and he would have to do it very slowly. This was among a wider visit to London Zoo, as I said, and I'll play some clips for you in a moment. But that splash of colour that they give to the snails actually is far more than just symbolic, with conservationists using the harmless markings to identify individual snails and monitor their progress once they are released into their natural habitat. As I say, they're going back to French Polynesia very soon. And while this year's group of snails will receive orange markings, the king's pair were given a special royal purple dot to commemorate his visit, so they'll be able to actually track the specific snails that King Charles painted once they're back in the wild, with the palace sharing footage of this memorable moment on social media, alongside a behind-the-scenes look at the painstaking conservation work taking place at London Zoo, which is a big bastion of conservation worldwide. During their wider visit touring the zoo, they learnt more about the work to restore wildlife in the UK and around the world, their remarkable heritage and their ambition for the future as they enter into their third century. And there was also a royal celebration for Darwin's tortoises, because at the zoo they have the giants of the Galapagos habitat, and so their majesties joined zookeepers to present Polly the tortoise with a carved watermelon cake emblazoned with the 200th anniversary logo of ZSL, and filled to the brim with her favourite snack of flowers and plants, with the Galapagos Islands among the most important locations of the history of evolutionary science, of course having helped shape Charles Darwin's understanding of how species adapt and change over time. He was actually a fellow of ZSL as well, and regularly wrote to the society about his observations. The tortoises that they met there are still all there in their early 30s as well, which is actually quite young, of course, for a species that can reach well over a century, and so the trio that they met could still be around when ZSL celebrates its 300th anniversary in 2126, which is amazing to think about. But without further ado, I'll play some clips for you now with the audio on to see what they got up to. Here they are.
Would you like to come and paint a snail?
I couldn't think of it anymore. I painted a few things in my time, but not a snail.
Snail is an unusual.
I should do it very, very slowly.
It might look like His Majesty the King is simply adding a tiny dot of colour, but this moment is part of a conservation story decades in the making. These are Partula snails, a group of species from the islands of French Polynesia, once driven to the brink of extinction by the introduction of another snail. But before they were lost forever, ZSL conservationists stepped in.
Me and my colleagues here at the zoo have been breeding these snails for decades now.
For more than 40 years, teams at London Zoo have cared for generations of Partula snails, creating a lifeline for species that otherwise may have vanished forever. And now, they're making their way back to the wild.
So what we're doing now is marking the snails. We give them a blob of UV reflectant paint so that we can find them more easily when we're looking for them back in Polynesia.
As part of our 200th anniversary celebrations, ZSL patron, His Majesty the King, helped paint two very special snails with a royal purple dot before their release later this year.
Some amazing clips there. So as you will have seen, they also went to Penguin Beach and observed a penguin health check carried out by the vet there, Stefan, and the head of birds, and heard about ZSL's ambitious plans for a new wildlife health centre announced to mark the anniversary. This centre will include a new veterinary hospital and will build upon a heritage that stretches back almost as far as ZSL itself. In 1829, according to their website, ZSL employed the world's first zoo veterinarian and later established Europe's first purpose-built zoo veterinary hospital, helping set standards for animal care that continue to influence conservation organisations worldwide. They go on to say that today that legacy has evolved into a globally significant wildlife health program, with ZSL vets and scientists investigating diseases affecting wild animals and those in human care, training wildlife veterinarians in the UK and overseas, tracking how diseases spread between species, and supporting conservation projects around the globe. They do some absolutely amazing work, and their aim for this new health centre reflects the urgent need for greater monitoring and understanding of diseases affecting wild animals as well, which remain poorly understood despite posing serious risks to both biodiversity and people, they say, with their plans outlined in a recent report called Protecting Nature's Balance, which I'll link down in the description below if you want to read it. I'll also link to their website as well if you wish to go and see some more about what they do. Their Majesties also took part in one of the animal training sessions for the penguins, using a laser pointer to encourage them to dive and swoop under the water, with them enthusiastically chasing the moving point of light, which mimics the glint of fish scales and encourages swimming, diving, and keeps them agile. This allows their zookeepers to monitor individual animals, and their Majesties saw how their training supports animal healthcare across London Zoo. Next up, their Majesties visited the ZSL's Anniversary Heritage Exhibition, which is a celebration of ZSL themselves' history and a reminder that their influence extends beyond conservation science to help shape culture, inspiring curiosity in generations, and helping millions of people connect with wildlife, with the Queen meeting students Sky and Paolo at their statue of Lieutenant Harry Colburn and his beloved bear Winnie, who came into the care of London Zoo in World War I and went on to inspire the stories of Winnie the Pooh, creating a cultural legacy that continues to delight generations. And their final stop on the tour saw their Majesties, of course, explore the small creatures, and this is the moment where King Charles put a royal purple dot on those two snails, representing the latest chapter in their 4-decade-long conservation program that has helped to save an entire group of species from extinction, with these Partula tree snails driven to the brink of disappearance after the predatory rosy wolf snail was introduced to French Polynesia in an attempt to control a different invasive species, but instead that predator devastated the native Partula snail populations. So amazing to see that this 40-year program to help save these snails is going on amazingly, and this group are about to be reintroduced, that King Charles has put his royal purple on 2 of them. So absolutely amazing. I hope you enjoyed those clips and these royal positive news stories coming out today. Absolutely amazing conservation work done by ZSL, and great to see the attention they're getting for their 200th anniversary. If you like these videos, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more, and as always, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.